Testing, testing. Can you guys hear me well? Can barely hear me. I'm sorry. Gonna have to test with the low volume because people are they're having meetings in the back right now. So just for reference, am I still quiet? Hello, hello. Well, I think I'll have to test the audio when there's no one else in the room. So, we usually stream with the OBS, and I think it recently updated, and it resetted a lot of these settings that we've been using. So I have to reconfigure everything. Um, does the visual quality seem okay? Let me bring something that can be used as a reference. All right, it's reversed. Let me see if I can fix that. Hmm. Now the left and right's reversed too. I guess this is the best I can do since the camera is facing what's the word? The opposite end. I don't have enough room to place it behind me. Oh, it is this funky. I don't know how to. There we go. It's reversed. It definitely is. Uh, if anyone knows how to fix the left and right thing, it would be helpful. Because I don't think I see an option to fix that. Right now the camera is upside down basically. Yes, I am on OBS. Because I don't have that option. Hmm. See, if I flip the vertical, the left and right will become opposite too. So I don't have that option. I only have one option. Yup, only vertical. I'm not sure if it's fully upgraded. It's OBS 23.2.1. Oh, hello, Mark. Yeah, I don't think I have that option. Read it on a different screen. Oh, hello, Gunrun. Oh, thanks. All these people helping out. I am using the Black Magic design. Guy, you're skishy wonderful. Did it arrive in one piece? I put we put extra care into the what's the word? Packaging. Although in hindsight we should have put a little bit like a thank you letter or something. Hopefully we can get that in the future packages. Remote. You know, our PC tech guy is not with me right now. I'm just trying to solve this by myself right now. I mean, I'd love to receive the help, but I think we'll just have to stick with this for now. Re-added. I'm pretty sure this is new. Alright, let me delete this once. Yup. I don't see it. Try doing it from edit at the top. Alright. Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Although, I guess this will be helpful for future reference. I was planning to do a little test stream of me picking out the in between frames. So these are the in between frames for Kill a Kill, obviously. I don't know if all of you are aware, but we occasionally sell our in between frames at various conventions and at our website. I think we sold them at Anime Expo this year. If you were there, I'm sure not many of you had the chance to attend, but so this is gonna be quite a bit of shilling, but let me try to find. So I just posted the link, but this is basically, I think the equivalence to like a film reel and a movie production. These are the actual frames that gets used in when it's animated. So what happens is that, let me, oh crap. So we got these mountains of loads of in between frames. It's like the byproduct of so I don't know if you heard that, but oh wait a second. Gunrun's got some useful information for me once again. You can boost your mic audio by clicking the gear icon next to your mic. I think it's pumped up all the way already. I just have to talk really quietly right now, and I also have the what are they called? Uh, I don't know. I call them decks, but I have it kind of restricted right now because we have people behind me doing meetings, and I would get my ass handed if some of the stuff they're talking about gets leaked. All right. Yeah, I gotta get this thing back. All right, all right. Yes, we make them available globally. It's just they're very limited in numbers because I basically am the only one right now picking them out. And I was thinking about streaming the procedure today. It's basically this mountain. I wish I had more cameras today. Sadly, I do not. I was not. I was not expecting to do a test today. We usually have 3 cameras. Do I have a microphone headset? I actually do. I do. We use these wireless ones, but I know from experience that they pick up a lot of environment noise, and I know it's just poor configuration. I just don't have the tech guy with me right now, and I am definitely not a tech person, and I don't know how to configure it correctly so it will only pick up my voice. I'll just have to do that later today or some other time. I only know how to configure like gaming stuff, basically. Irrelevant stuff. The color might be a bit off. I've noticed that as well. I will just have to report that to our tech guy to fix it. Click the plus button in the bottom left. I'm pretty sure I did all that. But let me try again. But I don't want it picking up the environment, like the background noise either. Am I louder? Oh, I think I raised it by 5, what is this, decibels? Oh well, let's just try it out. Yes, I do intend to stream some of the we're getting derailed a lot, but I got these right here with me. They're still unopened. We got them from Arc System Works. Uh-oh, I think we're sort of picking up the background noise, which is very bad for me, so I'm just going to tone it back down a little bit. I'm sorry. Except a lot of our creators been busy. They're always busy, but I've been trying to find the right time to stream them playing games, but I do have it planned in the future. Sorry. If it's just me playing, I guess we can do that at any time, but I thought, at least for today, this would be a little bit more interesting, and it would restock the in between frames on our online store, possibly make it available in future conventions that we participate. So I thought it would be a win-win for both of our fans who've been looking forward to buy these, and they run out, they sell out instantly because it's basically me picking them out, and I am a very slow worker. What is it? So it cuts 30. Okay, wait a second. Oh, we're talking about the game. I've actually not played the game yet. So, going back to the in between frames, I just pick them by. I just. I'll look at it and see if I was a consumer or a fan, and let's just say if I got this out of pack, I would be happy or not. That's just the bottom line rule I'm going by. So this one looks good, so I would definitely put these in the packet. So let me find an example of ones that I would not include in the packet. Fortunately, these seems pretty good. So I would not include this because although it's a nice frame, Duco's face is kind of cut off. So I would trash this one. These again, I don't think I would include, but I go through each individual frames and I kind of, what's the word, quality analyze it if they're worthy or not for the packs. So pretty sure if you've bought our packs in the past, they're generally acceptable to be framed. At least one of them are. We have 3 of these frames per pack, and at least one of them looks decent, I hope. I just, I'm not a big fan of those. So I game a lot, and I hate loot boxes. It pisses me off a lot. So I try to make it so at least one of them in the packages are at least acceptable standard. Quality assurance. Yeah, all right, that's the word I'm looking for. So this one, like compared to this one, I feel like the face is a little bit not on par with this one, the first one we showed, but it looks okay, so I think I'll put it in like the duds. I usually try to have one really good frame and two acceptable ones per pack. Yes, dude, I hate surprise mechanics. They're not surprise at all. They're usually rage inducing. And that's why I don't like any of those like phone app games. I just hate them. One second, I need to prepare a different box. All right. Keyframes we can't sell. Well, I tried, but we have to keep them as a studio asset for future reference. I guess it's just too. I'm not too sure about the of the idea behind it, but I think it's we just use it occasionally for, let's just say, if we were gonna do like an exhibition, or like if we wanted to make like an art book, we need to keep those keyframe as an asset, like a physical asset, so we can like look back then into those. In between frames are, I guess, I mean they're not replaceable, but I think their value is a little bit lower than the keyframe. I had to argue a lot with the executives at our studio to sell the actual keyframes, not keyframes, in between frames, these as well. They just did not like the idea of selling it initially. They're pretty on with it now because they noticed that these sell like hotcakes, so they're okay with that. But initially, they did not like that idea. What's a tween? How much are the packs? I believe they are about $20. I might be wrong. The price also fluctuates as well. I don't like this one. Oh, I see. Oh, $30. I guess I was not informed about that. I guess they're accounting how sluggish I work at these, because I don't know why I'm the only one who does these two. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more capable people, personnel at the studio. So just me picking out these in betweens might be a little dull. So I'll try to answer questions if I can to make it a little bit more engaging. But if it is $30, I'll try to Hopefully, it won't get any higher than that. I think the thought process behind it is if I work faster, they'll get cheaper. So like these are like the hard ones. I don't know if I should like toss them or not, and they take like a good several minutes. I think I'll keep it as a dud. Sadly, we will not be selling the ones that we will be tossing away. I don't even know if they get tossed away. I just put them in like a box that we don't use. Uh, and there's some I guess like a green elf or someone comes by and pick him up. Someone else in the studio. So okay, so I cannot sell these individually. I'm sorry. But I was hoping that I can spread a little bit more awareness of this particular merchandise because I think they sell out so fast that like not many people know they exist. Yes, we do sell them online. Again, but they sell out in like 30 minutes, I think. But we sell them in like quantities of like 1,000 units. But they just don't last long. The individual frames go for a pretty high price on eBay. Uh, I mean, I'm personally okay with eBay and stuff. I think it's like a way for like those very what's the word, enthusiastic fans to get the particular like get what they want if they paid money for it. I'm that type of person. I want to assure that I get whatever I want by paying a little bit more premium for it. I'm okay with that, but a lot of our staffs hate that, so we try very hard for people not to, what's the correct term I'm looking for? I think a lot of our staffs try very hard so that everyone can get what they're wanting to without resorting to like eBay's and like secondhand sellers. I personally feel like it's a necessary evil. I use like auctions all the time, so I get both perspective, but I would be a little bit bummed out if those auctions or eBay's or anything in particular went away. The reason why we also almost always have our autograph session personalized is to deter uh, our autographs being sold on eBay and stuff. $400? That dang, really? People do know that I think they're planning to reprint those on the winter comic market. I mean, I understand that comic market's a hard place to attend. If I didn't have to go to comic market, I'd definitely never want to go. That place is hell. Don't take my word for it, though. I'm not part of Cemetery Hill, so um, it's not an official word. I overheard from them that they are planning to reprint. So yeah, these are wonky right here. I want to put these in. South places in the south in Tokyo. What do you mean by like places to eat or like places to just hang out in general? So I understand resellers are evil, but they also provide opportunities for other people to get it if they paid the premium. That's my take. Just my personal take. I use them all the time. Sightseeing and eating, I guess. Tourist stuff. I'm very not a touristy person, so I can't really suggest any touristy locations, but I do like eating. Um, there's this place called Ju Hachiban. It's like a ramen joint. It was right across the street for our older studio, and that place had the most boss ramen I've ever had. It's really good. Like a lot of the voice actors we work with would just come stop by in front of the studio just to have a little taste of that ramen. So that place is really really good. It's at Ogikubo. If you Google Ogikubo in Ju Hachiban, it should probably come out. It's like maybe 3 minutes walk from the station. Yeah, it's like super oily, but I don't. It goes down pretty. I don't think it's got like that overwhelming aspect of like oily foods in general. Vamto? Is this? Oh yeah, Luluko's all about. Is this is this Evan by any chance? I'm sorry if it's like a little alias you don't want it disclosed. Oh yeah, well wait a second, was that you asking that question? No, this is someone else. Legendary RQA. But yeah, Ju Hachiban's a really good place to go. I used to live in California. Um, like almost 10 years ago, maybe. So far, the only frames have been sold for. All right. I think we are planning to. It's just we everything So the common misconception is that people think that the studio owns everything, like especially IP related. Like people think that like the Kill la Kill or Little Witch Academia or any of our series are is owned by the studio, which is sadly not correct. It's not. It's not. It's owned by the committee. It's like a group of sponsors, and so we have to get the approval. It kind of really depends on like the the contract as well, but the IP itself is owned by the committee. If and these are like the byproduct of making a series. So if there's like if we let's say approach the committee early on before the series is made, like can we have ownership of the byproducts? Um, if the committee is generous, they might say like, yeah, cool, you can have them. And if that's the case, we're able to sell it. Of course, we'll have to talk with the committee for their permission once again. But I think the only reason we've been selling Little Witch Academia and Kill la Kill, well, there's numerous reasons, but one of them is that I don't think we have the approval yet. Um, I think we're working on it, and also because I work so slow at these. Uh, you, so like what? We've been streaming for like 30 minutes and I've made like what? Possibly maybe like 3 packs at most. So that's how fast they get produced. I used to live in Laguna Beach, if that rings any bell. The stream is usually we're planning to stream live drawings, but I think I did made it clear that it's a test stream for today. So yeah, these are unfortunate. Like we have a lot of these bust up cuts where like the mouth is missing. The mouth would be on like a different frame, and unfortunately we can't use these because they're broken apart. These two, very unfortunate. And this as well. And this as well. All of these. Almost really good ones. Would you say overseas animators are becoming more popular to see? Well, I'm just a PR, so I don't work with like hiring people, and I don't work that. I mean, I do work with some of the animators, but not with the actual animator team. So I can't say for sure because we do have a lot of staffs outside the studios who work from home. So I can't say for sure, but um, I think, and I'm pretty new to the industry as well. I've only been in the industry for maybe like 7, 8, maybe 8 years. But I mean, Bahi's a very popular guy. But I don't know anyone else off top of my head that by person that works in Japan that is uh like a I don't want to say, I guess like a foreigner that's working in the industry. I know Science Saru and maybe Satellite has a few as well, but I don't know any of them personally. So this one is an interesting one. I think this one is actually a trace of the keyframe. Maybe the line seems very very rough, so I'm not gonna toss this one just in case it's a keyframe. See, Evan probably knows a lot more than me. How did everyone in the studio take the tragedy at Kyoani? I mean, it's very unfortunate. Uh, I personally don't have any uh, friends or people that I know that work at Kyoani, so um, I mean, all I can say is that like it's pretty crazy that the like I guess it's the biggest fire accident or not an accident arson in Japan's history is in the same industry that I work in. Um, but I'm pretty sure a lot of our other animators or other staffs in the studios got had some close friends, and I do really feel sorry and bad for them. At least for Trigger, I think if you're interested in becoming an animator and working for us, all you need to do, you only not all, it's quite the requirement, but you need like some kind of working visa and be able to communicate in Japanese, and most importantly, have the skills, I guess. Isn't that waste of paper? It definitely is a waste of paper. we've been trying to. I think we've been trying to make the progress, or kind of make ascend into the digital animation, but it's not going well so far. Uh oh. I do think I have the video on demand available for this one. I was planning to delete this one since it was kind of like a test. Oh, look, there's a pleasant one. This one's pretty good. I generally would like to try to avoid like a cut with the eyes closed, but I think this one's pretty decent. How much is it digitally done? I'm not a producer, so I'm not gonna give you like a half-assed answer to this. I honestly do not know, but I think a lot of our animators, older animators, are still more comfortable working with pen and pencil. I mean, pencil and paper. Our younger animators are more. I think they're more flexible. you ever met Mr. Trigger himself? Who's Mr. Trigger? I mean, ideally, I don't want to delete anything. I just gotta abide the the executive's demands. The PR staff. There's a total of 4 PR staffs. See, something like that, I think I would get my ass handed if my if the executive staffs, not staff, executive people were here right now. They would be like, I don't want you disclosing company information, and I would get in trouble. I mean, Mr. Kengo is pretty. I think he's one of our uh, young, not youngest, but on the younger end. It's okay. I already get like scolded like every other day. This one's pretty cool, even though it's kind of broken up. I think it's got like that cutesy touch. I think I'll keep this one as a dud. I believe Studio Trigger is called Trigger because the directors wanted to, like I think they call their series or projects or their films like a bullet, and they wanted like, I guess the studio will kind of be the trigger to fire that munition out to the viewers. No, these are not the keyframes. These are the in-between frames. I'm sure some people will appreciate these stuff, but I feel like it's a little bit too small. But I think I'll put this in dud. How can you tell the difference between key and tween? Okay, so very, very easy way to tell. Let me see if I can find a keyframe somewhere. Okay, so these aren't really good examples, but oh, this might work a little bit better. I think this is from maybe the opening for Little Witch Academia, I think. I might be wrong. So, oh god. I don't think the camera has autofocus. It's very hard to tell, but alright, let me try to autofocus. Or not auto, manual focus. Okay, so the easiest way to tell is that the lines are a lot more coarse. The lines are rough on the keyframes. So then we're going back to the in between, but the lines are very fine. It's gonna be a little. All right, there we go. The lines are very fine because we color them digitally, and we can't have like the colors leak out. It makes it a lot easier for the color artist to fill them in. So this is one of the ways to tell between the in between and the keyframes. But there's also a lot easier way, and the in betweens usually have a number on the top left, like right here. Lighting in the room. I'm pretty sure this camera just doesn't have autofocus. All right. If I never worked at Trigger, what would you be doing now? Would you still be living in California? Um, I don't know if I would be living in California because I wanted to move out, but I don't know what I'd be doing. I'm not too sure. Probably be living in Japan still, but then I don't think I can work at any other place. Okay. For the question regarding Oreimos, does the color artist have to trace over the line work digitally? I I'm not gonna answer that question because I don't know. I kind of do. If it's for like these like promotional arts, They usually do. They usually trace over, but I'm not too sure if that's the case for like animation. Pocari Sweat or Aquarius. I don't really have a strong preference for either of them. How can a person get a shikishi with Patreon? You have to become you have to become more patron, I guess, and be fast enough because we only have the shikishis available for a limited number. I think there's like a pretty good explanation if you uh, look at one of their publicly available posts. You should be able to look at the post regardless if you're a supporter or not. What country would I like to visit? Is this question like countries that I have not visited? I want to visit anywhere in Europe, but out of the place I've visited so far, I think Italy is the best. I just got reminded by about a meeting that I totally forgot about. That's happening tonight. One moment. Do I read manga in your free time? Yeah, I think I read more mangas than I watch anime. Honestly, I like buying new like is it called series of mangas that I've never read before. I often go to the bookstore and just if I find something that seems interesting, I'll get it and see if it's good or not. And if it's not good, I usually like toss it because I'm running out of room. Do you know how Trigger got the idea to do these drawing streams? It's me. I'm the one who run it. Oh, look at that panty shot. Except that I wish it was a little bit better. Maybe I'll keep this as like a sequence for like a special occasion. Some lucky guy can win it as like a whole sequence. Because individually, I don't think these look too great. But if you have it as a whole pack, this one. The mouse is missing. This one too. This one too. Oh, this one too. That's unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. Sadly, they'll have to go. This looks okay, I guess. Question about the actual shikishi cost. Does that money go to the artists of the shikishi they illustrated? If the, oh, so the Patreon shikishi. So the breakdown for the shikishi is, I believe it was the actual breakdown not might not be accurate since I don't have the math or like the sheet in front of me, but I think it was about like $30 or $40 for the shipping, and maybe like $10 or a little bit more for the what's the word, the cart, like the we place them in these wooden um, sheets for to just assure that they don't bend during the process of shipping them out. And they don't sell these particular small sheets of wood, so we have to get them cut at our local like Home Depot kind of place, and that might cost like, we buy them by the bulk, but that costs a little bit of money too. And we usually have about like $30-$40 lying around after that process. Um, the money does not go directly to the individual person who drew him. That just costs, that takes too much effort. But what we do is we give a portion of the Patreon money that we gather to the people who draw these shikishi, and that's a lot more than, not a lot, but it's greater than um, 80 US dollars. I've been trying to release what are they called? Like a breakdown of what the money's been used to, how it's been being utilized. I've been trying to get the okay from our executives, but I'm almost there. It's been a freaking year, so I gotta be almost there. But and very soon, I think I should be able to share some kind of information. Um, all I can say right now is none of the money is going to the studio as a company. It's all going to the staffs that actually are working to make these anime series. I'm pretty sure the people that you guys want to support. So that's all I can say, and all I can say right now is you got to take my word for it until I can disclose this information on Patreon. We actually have a lot of female animators. Why is animation still done traditionally? It is still being done traditionally because, like, the leader of these projects are like basically the directors, right? Or like the chief animators are generally a little bit more older than the rest of the team, and they they work a lot faster in traditional method than digital because they're not used to it yet, I think, is the reasoning behind. How often do these go on sale online? Maybe like once a year? I'm sorry, I'm very slow at this. But hey, if you buy it, you're not gonna get like a crappy cut. At least I hope you won't get one. It's very opinionative what's crappy and what's good. So but at least you know time and effort is being put into what you bought. I mean, we want to bring back everyone, not just Yoneyama. You gotta talk with people at AX. Who has a link to the sales? We usually announce them on our Twitter when the stocks are available. Um, so I guess you just gotta follow our Twitter and just keep yourself updated because we don't really have a particular schedule on when these things go on sale or available. I'm not gonna answer who works at Trigger because I feel like I've got in trouble by answering these kind of questions before. I'm sorry. Hype for the news show next year. I hate furries, but I'm sure Trigger's gonna. All the hates on these furry people. Which I noticed on 4chan too. Pretty interesting. I actually have not like I first realized that there's these weird. I'm not gonna say. I'm sorry. I said weird. It was new to me. I first I first realized this community called furries uh, quite recently, actually. Um, so the story goes back like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. Um, so I used to post Yoshinari's artwork on DeviantArt. I was asked to post it there by his wife, and I was like, I was just curious what kind of people are interested in Yoshinari's art, and oh god, a lot of people, a lot of people that followed us on that deviant art was, I guess, what would be considered furries, and I don't judge people by kinks. I love those stuff too. But like, uh, a lot of interesting kinky stuff that they follow. But that's when I first realized that there's these kind of genre. Is that the term? Genre exist. Oh, look at this one. This one's creepy. Look at this. The eyes is on a different page. These are from episode 4, I think. Oh, this is unfortunate. Ooh, lots of unfortunate ones. Well, Patreon has been getting hate since the beginning. That doesn't really bother me. Um, I mean, everything gets a certain amount of hate, regardless of what you do. I think it's just like the part of the deal. Any new manga caught your eye lately, and you thought, hey, that would be cool to be have animated? I don't know if it's particularly new, but it recently ended, and I really liked Stravaganza. I don't Stravaganza. I don't know what the proper pronunciation is, but it's this series about like a masked princess, and she goes on an adventure to save her kingdom. I thought it was pretty good. I'll put the at least the Japanese. I think that's the Japanese. I personally liked it. Doesn't reflect the opinion of Trigger, by the way. None of what I've said today reflects the the idea of the Trigger as an entity, by the way. Yes, it has giants. It's like a typical fantasy stuff. I like fantasy stuff. I think they're my most favorite genre. Yes, the main protagonist's name is Vivian. It's not just Patreon that receives hate. I feel like everything receives hate, and you just can't avoid that. I personally believe that if I can get 60% of the people supporting it, like whatever it is, like if 60% of the people like the content and 40% people hate it, that's a success, at least in my book. It's going to be impossible to get like 100% of the people happy. That's impossible. Oh, this one's really good. Too bad it's broken apart. Mm, I I'd I'd want this one if it was like in one piece. Maybe keep it as on the side. Oh, Udon translated it? That's interesting. They made a good choice, I feel like. I think that's my most recent favorite series. I've never read Kaiji in any of the other spin-offs. Is it a spin-off? But the series by the same artist. This one's unfortunate. This one's really cool. If it had her face on. Oh, really? See, that's how much I know. I heard it's really good, and I should read it sometime because I do like gambling. I do like going to Vegas every single chance I get. So I think I'll be at least quite a bit entertained by the read. Spy X Family. I don't even know that title. Is it like a manga or an anime? I'm not very up to date with like the mainstream stuff, which is really bad. I should be. the isekai genre, I'm kind of burnt out. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of like those like pseudo fantasies. I think those are called the typical isekais where like I call those like pseudo fantasy genres where there's like guilds or quests or levels. That just immediately turns me off. I don't like them at all. Um, uh, but I think that's what the young people, are able to relate because they play like they only like most of their fantasy inputs are like games, and I don't really. Um, that's just how it is. But like, if I wanted to play a game or if I wanted to get that craving sated, I'll play a game. I'll play like Monster Hunter or something. And I also don't like it when it's like when the when the protagonist is like too overly strong. It just like I feel like what's the word I'm looking for? Like I think the story needs to be engaging so it keeps me interested. Like I need to know what's going to happen next, or if I need to know if the protagonist is gonna be all right in the next episode or the next volume or not. But if the protagonist is too strong, um, I'm not kept on the edge, and it kind of like I guess I'm not. I can't. I'm not. I don't have the attention span, I guess, to keep myself interested in the series long enough. If that's the case, I mean, there are series where like the OP protagonist works really well, like Helsing and stuff. I'm okay with that, but like, I think there's like a difference between like Helsing or like overly strong working protagonist to where everything works so conveniently for the protagonist is a little bit different. That's just my take. My favorite isekai is like Escaflowne. It's pretty old, but I think this one's okay, good enough looking to keep. I liked Konosuba as well, but I think I liked it as a comedy, not for like the isekai, like the fantasy aspect um, of the storytelling or like the series. I think the most recent isekai genre, if or fantasy genre or isekai genre that I thought was pretty good was ReZero. Um, Everything else seems too generic, I guess. That's just me. Oops, this one's going this way. Have I seen One Piece? I have only read One Piece till the what is it called in English? In Japanese, it's called the Sorajima. It's a very long time ago. It's when like the Thunder God arc, the NL, I think. It's been a while since I read One Piece. I guess it's just too long. It's just way too long for me. Actually, that's not true. I like Ippo. I like Hajime no Ippo. I don't know. I guess it was just I was I got bored of it. Is it called Skypia? All right. The Japanese keyboard. I hate Japanese keyboards. They're like I can't type fast at all on these. I like miss. I can't blind touch the Japanese keyboard, especially this area. Like, can you imagine like the at mark is not shift two? It's right here. It throws me off all the time. I guess until I get kicked out or until I have my next meeting, which is tonight. Oh, wait a second. Apologies, I'm gonna have to take a quick break and respond to a very important mail. Sorry, give me like 5 minutes or so. Oh shoot. I don't know the Wi-Fi password and my laptop is not connected to the internet. Guess I'll just have to do it on here. I'm gonna have to change the screen for a second. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not gonna say English keyboards are simple. I just got used to the English keyboard, and it's hard to get used to a new one. Thanks, man. I appreciate some people that appreciate the gun. When I asked for this person to illustrate the picture, I just wanted the gun to look top notch. To be honest, I have not played much or any anime games in the past maybe 10 or more years. I do play a lot of games, but I guess it's not anime games typically not the stuff that I usually play. I bought Near Automata and I played maybe like an hour. Yup. I guess I like multiplayer stuff more, like online stuff. Play it on Twitch, stream it. I don't know. Well, I did buy it because it had such high reviews. But I guess I just didn't give it enough time. I should. Ooh, fighting game. Last fighting game I played was like Melty Blood. That's like 10 years ago. All right. Seems like it's gonna take me a little while to get the response back. So I'm gonna get back to the in betweens again. I'm sure I'll enjoy it more too if I gave it a little bit more time. The older you get, harder it is to find interesting games. I don't think that's true for me. I buy a lot of games. I don't think I ever liked the single player stuff because like I played like the first online game I ever played was Warcraft 2. So that's like I'm pretty sure that's like older than some of the viewers we have today. It's like before Steam. I played Monster Hunter World on Steam. I mean, there's like few single player games I play too. It just, I guess it, I gotta play it until the story really picks up for me. Was Airman, Mega Man, which Mega Man was it? I was never a console guy that much either. Apparently it's from Mega Man 2. I played some. I don't know if I played this particular one. Rainbow Six Siege. I have it. I haven't played much of it. Uh, shooters I like playing are right now. I like playing Escape from Tarkov and Hunt Showdown. I bought Battlefield 5 and played like maybe 2 hours before I stopped playing that one either. Hope your mental health is okay. I mean, that's kind of jokingly. I mean, I do get scolded, but like, the workplace is pretty happy. I think everybody likes each other. It's pretty good. Um, I have Arma. I think the newer one, but I've never played it. The friends I play Escape from Tarkov likes Arma, and they try to get me to play, and I think I bought it, but I just never got the time to do it. I've never played Squad though. Ooh, I got my response from my boss. Is someone's GoPro on? Is it mine? Oh, was mine. Crap. Battery was on that the entire time. 1 second, sorry. Divinity. Yeah, Divinity's a pretty good game. I have it. I think it's like the closest thing he can get to a D&D on like a PC game. I'm not too big on either Zero Two or Ichigo. Who is my best trigger girl? I screwed up last time by answering this question saying Luluko, but I forgot that Diana existed. So Diana is my most favorite trigger girls. I mean, Ryuko's my most favorite for Kill la Kill. Diana Ninja, yes, of course I got it. That's like the entire point of me like trying so hard to have all the girls released was to get the Diana Nindroid out. I used to have a big figure collection. I mean, they still exist. I stopped buying them though. They're so expensive now. Like 10 years ago, not 10 years ago, but maybe 10 years ago that you're able to buy like a 1/8, 1/6 figurines for like maybe $70, 7,000, 8,000 yen. But now they're easily over like $100, and I just don't got the money for that. Oh, I don't think Good Smile Company would like to make any more figures or Nendoroids without a new series. Yeah, some go 200. It's crazy, and I just can't afford that. It just made me realize. I think I stopped it while around the time I bought a Nintendo Switch because I was like, I just realized that I can buy a Nintendo Switch for the price of two figurines, and that was just like mind blowing to me. We call Saber and like any characters that sells for more than 10 years, like a 10-year runner in the figure industry. Like Saber's one of them. I have a lot of Sabers as well. And these are getting kind of boring. Vocaloid? Oh, this was when I was still in like college or something, I think. Uh, I bought like one of the earlier one, like the Hatsune Miku Vocaloid, the actual program, and it was like I didn't. I was just too dumb to realize like it's an actual like a like a it's an actual program, like an actual like legit I don't even know like composing program or something like that, and it was just way too beyond me. I couldn't even like get that thing to work, and I just like that's it. That's it for me. Malco fans only. I guess I won't be in then. I think Mako might be my least favorite character in Kill la Kill. Unpopular opinion, by the way. Thoughts on JoJo? I read JoJo till the fifth or the sixth arc. I'm not too sure. All I know is I stopped reading around the time where they're like trapped in a plane and like I know one of the stands name was Spice Girls, but that's about the time I stopped reading. I think it's good. I got into it pretty late. I think I tried reading all of them all at once, and I got burnt out. I think if I gave it another try, I think I can actually read it or get up to date. I tell Sushio all the time that Mako is not my favorite character. He definitely knows. Well, I think it's like a weird sequence, but I think people can appreciate Satsuki getting punched. Keep this. Well, this one's really good. Seems almost too good. So I went over the method of being able to tell apart an in between and keyframe, but some of these are really tricky. Because sometimes they include like the keyframe with like a little memo saying use this as an in between as well. But I think this one's okay. I think this one's okay. Yeah, I really like Satsuki's eyebrows. They're like Rottweiler's little eyebrow patches. I like, at least for Rottweilers, I like touching them. I don't know what Komi-san is. I'm sorry. Pretty good. Oh yeah, don't push your guy. Push yourself. I understand it's pretty late in outside Japan, and if it's something like this, would you guys be interested in like a future uh, stream of just myself picking out these in betweens? If there's enough demands, I guess I can do this pretty regularly. So it only takes minimal staff effort. Thoughts on 2019 animation so far? Um, I'm always very late to watching the latest animes. I think I'm only watching Vinland Saga right now. Which I do really like. I like the original manga as well. I do want to start watching. I don't know what it's called in English, but Kimetsu no Yaiba. I think UFO Tables animating it. Uh, I like the original manga a lot, so I'm looking forward to watching that. Demon Slayer. All right. But yeah, I think that's the only one that I'm really interested in watching. Um, there might be a couple that I didn't even know that was animated. So I guess I'll check out the streams later. Yeah, the archived, the amount of these things archived is like insane. We probably have like each episode is basically like 4 to 6 of the boxes I showed earlier. So if we do like a 2 season series, that's like, was that like 40 plus boxes already? So each project is like a tremendous amount of like space consumed. We usually ship them out into the country, so we have like a big, um, what are they called? I guess just typical renting storage, like storage space that we rent, and we just like pack them up. I couldn't really get into Psychopaths. I tried. I remember trying like the first 3 or 4 episode. I guess it wasn't for me. Yeah, I hear a lot of good stuff about episode 19 for Demon Slayer. 19 episodes out already. It's gonna be quite a lot of catching up to do. Even though I think I think I'm up to date with at least the comic books. I have like I think the last volume I read was like 13 or 15. I can't recall. Doctor Stone, I have not. I haven't even read the actual comic book, so I don't even know what it's about. I guess I might watch it. Oh, I like Dumbbell. Well, I like the actual author. Uh, he's got that Russian name. I don't think I can pronounce it, but I like Kengan Ashura as well. I like that author a lot. Um, However, I've only read the first volume of Dumbbell, so um, maybe I'll buy the rest of the volume later. The audio is intentionally quiet. I'm sorry. Yeah, Symphogear. I think that was like relatively same time as Kill a Kill started, if I remember. I watched the first one, but there's like second and third or fourth season, right? It's in their they're on their fifth. That's crazy. Uh, I don't like any of the Fate series besides like the OG. I'm a huge fan of Type Moon though. I read 2 volumes of El Meroy. I read all of Apocrypha. Uh, I can only tolerate up to 0. That's I can't, and I'm not gonna even talk about it because it's gonna be like an angry talk if I do. Chainsaw Man, is that the same person as Fire Punch? I have not, but I heard about it before. I think if that's the case, I liked Fire Punch, or was it Fire Punch Man, or was it just Fire Punch? But I liked it. I'll probably like it then. I really liked Fire Punch, so Heart Gear. I have not. Let me Google that. It's on Jump Plus. Looks kind of interesting. I think I might try it out later. A lot of these Raggio. Fire Force? Is that the same person as what was it? Uh that Grim Reaper one. I forgot what it's called. Soul Eater. I've read Soul Eater, but I've not read Fire Force. And Soul Eater is such a long time ago. I don't think I remember it too well either. I have actually not seen Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I kind of do want to though. I think it's definitely on the catch up list. I mean, I think it's like way old, but I don't think I'm too big on shonen mangas. There's like very few shonen mangas that I've actually read um, from the start to the end. I might be able to count them off on top, like my one of my hands too. Um, just Dragon Ball, the Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter, and that might be it. Like I read a lot of series or manga that's on these shonen manga platforms, but like the typical shonen genre, I don't think I read too much. These Ragyo heads kind of getting old, so I'm hoping that I'll burn through them soon. High School DD. I actually like High School DD. I haven't read in a very long time, but how much did I read that? But I I was buying every single volume until like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. I really like the main protagonist. I just he's like he's like very true to himself, and I like it. It really appeals to me. I really dislike those kind of protagonists or like main characters who try to act cool. Like you got like a really like cute or hot chick right next to you, but they try to play it off cool. I mean, come on, dude. You're not gonna be able to do that. But yeah, I like High School DD for like mainly for the main protagonist. He's a very likable character. Are you a fan of new child anime like Pokemon and is it Yokai Watch? I've never seen it. I used to watch Pokemon, but not anymore. I haven't seen Pokemon in a while. Um, I guess I'm not a big fan of those child-oriented anime or cartoons in general. Initial D, I have not. I've never watched it or read it. I'm definitely not a car person. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll like it if I give it a try. What is a series you like that you think is underappreciated? Like, is this any series? Like, just anything? Anime, drama, manga, anything? anime. Well, one of my most favorite series is called. What is it? I don't. Let me try and find out the pronunciation. I think it's like called Pygmalion. I probably ruined it, but let me try to Google. Let me see if I can post a link to it. Oh my god, I don't think they have they have a website. I don't want to post any YouTube because I don't want to get flagged for whatever reasons. But it's this. Oh, someone else posted it. No, no, not this. This is not it. I don't know what this is, but this is not it. It's pretty old. It's about like it's based off like Greek mythology. I think it's basically like nah, it's not Hercules. It's got a lot of Greek mythology in it. Wait a second. Blue Exorcist. I bought. I was reading it till like volume 6 or 8ish, I think. But I guess I just got bored of it as well. It didn't last too long for me. When I first moved to Japan, did you have difficulty trying to adapt to the culture? Yeah, I guess it's quite different. I don't think I adapted at all. Like those nomikais and stuff, like drinking parties. I'm like, I don't want to go. Yes, this is it. It's Pygmalio. I don't know if I pronounced it right, but this is. I like this is one of my favorite series. I also like Birdie, both the manga, the original, the OVA, and the rebooted one. They're all great. I've never heard of Hell Paradise either. you have any drawing school? Is that skill? Typo for skill? I do. I can't draw at all. I wish I can. Gargantia. I really liked Gargantia. It was good. Um, I'm a big fan of Naruko Hanaharu as well, so everything was really good for that. I like the story. I like the designs as well. I have I have never read any shoujo manga. I'm up for suggestions if there are and if they're easily accessible. Definitely try them out if they're good. No Promare, but since it seemed like there was interest for these kind of streams, I think I'll do Little Witch Academia next time. I'll choose some Little Witch Academia in betweens. These are nice. Oh, I think I tried watching the Jellyfish, at least the anime. I don't think I liked it too much, but I'll try the My Love Story. Let me take a memo. Shigatsu's shoujo. I I think I saw the anime. Is that the one with like the female lead has like terminal illness or something? What is my job here? I guess I am the PR at the studio, and I do a lot of merchandising stuff as well. Okay, so I've watched Shigatsu Den, but I've not read it before. I've also watched the very first Fruit Basket, but I've not seen the reboot. But it was such a long time ago, I don't think I remember anything about it. Nanoha? I mean, I know the title. I think I've seen one or two of the series. But that's the extent. I'm not a big fan of it. I think I've seen it a few times though. Is there any kind of official store for Trigger? Yes, there is. There's a Trigger merchandise uh, website. At least it's on our website. Let me try to get the link. Sadly, a lot of stuff are sold out. Oh, I don't know if we have. I mean, I don't know if we have any like physical store that you can get our stuff. Do you tweet on trigger accounts? I sometimes do. Mostly retweets though. Sick day, like take the day off. One second, please. But yeah, our schedule's pretty flexible. I mean, at least for me, where I'm pretty sure like the creative staffs might not be able to take a day off when they really want to if like the deadline's coming in. But if I'm feeling sick, I take the day off. I think we're not too strict on that. I think our hours are pretty flexible as well. It's not really like oh like you gotta come in at a certain time and leave at a certain time. I think it's okay as long as you get your stuff done. I feel that's the unspoken impression that I've gotten over the years of working. Um, so I guess if you get your stuff finished, there's not schedule isn't too rough. I've never been forced to work when I was sick before. I think I've been in Japan for maybe like 8 years or so now. But yeah, I think my most busiest time of the year, where I kind of have to push myself really hard, is maybe like during the convention seasons, especially like midsummer. So I kind of just got out of that right now, and also when I'm like reviewing. Sometimes I review like the subtitles and like all the other English stuff in the series or the film, and those can be a little stressing, I guess. But I don't usually do that. Comic market. Oh crap! Comic market is stressing. That place is hell. That place is not fun. I mean, I go as a customer as well, but comic market is not fun. If there's like a magic button that I can press to buy all the books I want without going to comic market, I'd definitely press it even if it costs me like double the price. I'm based at the Tokyo studio. We only have two studios, I believe. One at Fukuoka and one at Tokyo. Oh, yeah, comic market smells so bad. Smells bad. It's hot. It's hot during the winter. It makes no sense, right? It's hot during the winter. It's it's just not a pleasant place to be. You can see like the water. What's the word? Uh, is it condensation? Is that like a different term? Yeah, drop. It's not a cold surface though. You get like droplets of sweat on the wall because everybody's sweating and it's just nasty. Can't you get most of the dojins at the event in Akihabara through fan? You see, you can get you can buy those dojinshis at like Toronto Ana and like Melon Books as well, but those are generally only the popular ones. I like buying like those. I like popular ones as well, but I also like trying to look for like new dojin artists, and those people usually do not sell it to Tora and Melon. Oh yeah, the lines are they're huge in the morning. People line up from like the night before, and it sucks. I usually wait from like the previous night from like 10 p.m. till so yeah, it's basically like a 12-hour plus waiting line to get in. And that's not even the hard part. The hard part's inside because it's like you gotta navigating through that crowd is just it's just not pleasant. Well, isn't there like a artist alley and conventions too? That's kind of similar to dojins in Japan, I think. はい、大丈夫です。ずっと喋っててうるさいかもしれないですけど。Sorry, the studio president just came in. I mean, I think there's a little bit different. I mean, quite different in and is it culture of comic market and artist alley? I think it's same. It's kind of like that gray area where people draw their fan arts and stuff and sell it. So in that aspect, I think it's very similar. Well, they sell like their posters, their art illustrations, right? I've been wanting to bring out one of our animators to do like artist alley in the future, but it's it's always been difficult. We've finished our con rush right now. We just came back from Otakon and Anime Expo. Sorry, my voice is dying. Let me go get a drink. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. So it's partly the scale, partly the management. Yeah, I've noticed. I've been trying to get a artist alley table at AX for like the past 4 years or so. Not successful. I guess you got to be in like the inner circle to get it. You met me at Otakon. Well, that's pleasant. How's the coffee at Studio? Studio.is. Where's that? I'm not sure what it is, but I'm not too big of a Starbucks fan. Starbucks coffee is like too sweet. I do like coffee though. I buy coffee beans all the time. How does the staff from Studio see those streams? Are they interested, or do you just think it's PR stuff? Uh, I'm not too sure. I know the live drawing stream is popular amongst the younger animators because we do give them a pretty handsome what's the word, guarantee or a pay to be featured in the live drawing, and the younger animators can, they can use the extra buck or two. So they do. From what I've heard, that it's perceived very well within the studio. I'm not too sure about like the more veteran people. Um, the Patreon project itself, at least the shikishi, people who draw the shikishi will get a small cut of the money. I guess it gets distributed to whoever draws the shikishi. So I think those, well, people who appreciate it obviously participated. People who who feel indifferent or they don't like it. They don't have to participate. They just don't get the money. So I think it's people do like it. I'm not too sure. I've never really asked for feedback from the studio people. At least for the very few people that I've talked with, like I'm more like close, like more close with that I occasionally go eat and stuff. They seem to like it. Coffee at Trigger is like those instant stuff. I don't think they're that great. Sorry, one moment. I'm keep on getting messaged. Trigger branded coffee. Well, food is always a difficult one. It's a difficult merchandise to handle because I think if like a consumer gets like food poisoning and stuff, we're immediately boned if that's the case. So I think we don't want to take that risk. I do want to release some like some stupid Trigger branded snacks and stuff, but it never went through. These are a good night Oremo, and these are actually the real in between frames that was used for production. And so what it is we have these merchandise called the in between frame, and we usually sell these in a pack of threes. And today I'm just streaming the procedure of how these are picked and packaged, I guess. Post production process. That would be a different staff. I think it's not impossible. I'll try to talk with our composite staff if they're interested in doing some kind of like a workshop. Um, but we only have two composite staff, so it's gonna even if the composite staff is interested, the producer might be mad, might not agree for to use their time. Wait, you actually got the shikishi from the Little Witch Academia Kickstarter? Delicious orange art? Which pen? I'm not drawing anything right now. These are just pre-existing in between frames. Oh, I see. I think that was as a part of like the limited edition, I think. Dang. You got the one from the Trigger Dollar giveaway. Those things are like really good. Like our animators or designers spend a lot of time on those, so very lucky if you did get one. I want those. What do you guys think about this one? Should this be included or dunked? Include? I wonder if people. If I got this, I would be a little sad. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, I think I'll keep this on the side. Include it as a fourth bonus. See, I don't think I can make those kind of small adjustments. Alright, alright. We're gonna put one in just for the jokes. Ooh, this one's really nice. Um, I think, we sold, I don't know how many units. We usually sell them by like units of 1,000, and I think we sold most of them at AX 2 months ago. So I don't think we have enough reserve to sell them anytime soon. But as soon as I get about 1,000 of these finished, they should be available either on a website or at one of the conventions. But we will announce them. We do give quite a lot of a heads up because they sell out so fast. If you follow our Twitter and maybe check like once a week, I think you won't. You'll be updated. No, these are the actual frames used for production.